Hello class, this is a feedback tutorial on the database searching exercises. The first question is, look for the medical subject headings or mesh term for bedwetting, and what is the medical term or mesh term immediately above bedwetting in the hierarchical structure or mesh tree. Let's start with the mesh term. I can either use the drop-down menu here, or I can use the database here. It's just a matter of preference. I do my search, and I come up with nocturnal enuresis. The second part of the question is mesh term immediately above bedwetting in the hierarchical structure or mesh tree. So if I scroll down, here is the mesh tree. So the term I'm actually asking for is enuresis. The next question is, what is the mesh term for cancer? I'll plug in cancer. I am now in the mesh database, and I have here neoplasms. The total number of results for cancer in the mesh database is 367 medical subject terms, and I believe a new term was added. I will accept both 366 or 367 as your answer. Question number 3. What is the citation listed for PAMID? It is the Frontera Collaboration, a preliminary report on health sciences, etc., etc. Question number 4. How many subject area topic-specific queries are there in PubMed? Click on topic-specific queries, scroll down, here's your subjects, and you count the number, which comes up to number 14. EBSCOhost. Question number 5 is, what is the number of search results for American Indians and family and traditions and health using all 5 databases? Essentially what you're doing here is a meta search. The way I go about finding the database, I will select one of the EBSCO products. Here I'm going to use CINAHL, which is a nursing database. I change my tab to databases and I search for CINAHL. Because our library has already selected CINAHL Plus and included it as one of our top resources, that is already enabled here. So what you'll want to do is you're going to go to Choose Databases. I want to go down and unclick CINAHL Plus because that's not the one that I'm asking for. I'm just basically asking for CINAHL. This is a different database and it does have different items in it. I don't have the degree of details on that, but as you can see, we have CINAHL here. So I'm asking that you select CINAHL, ERIC, Business Elite, PsycInfo, and Medline. I say OK. I type in the terms that I'm looking for. I've entered my first 3 terms, and it is going to do a Boolean operation with AND on its own, and I'm going to add one more field by hitting the plus, and here I'll go ahead and include health. I've asked for no search options or filters to be applied. I run the search, and my total results here is 69. For question number 6, I'm asking what are the 6 subject headings listed for this article. I've plugged in the title of my article. I'm going to go ahead and change which field it is to title. I'll run the search, and I have my results. I'm looking for subjects, and here they are. If I hover over the document with the little magnifying glass, I can get more detailed information, and I can find out which database it's actually using here. In this case, it's using PsycInfo. Therefore, the subject terms will be specific to the PsycInfo database. Here, I have looked up the citation only using the CINAHL database. I'm going to open my window up here and show you that the subjects listed are different from my meta search. In some cases, as a personal preference, I like to search my databases individually simply because sometimes I can't control the subject headings for the different databases as they may be different. Question number 7 can be a bit tricky. It is, what is the accession number for the following journal article? It's the Navajo Prospective Diabetes. I have looked at this using both databases, and I get a different number, and I'll accept both. So under the PsycInfo, which I have the record up on the screen now, if I scroll down, the accession number is 1996-08581001. When I pull up the record using just CINAHL and look at the accession number here, which is 1995-032-435. Moving on to ProQuest databases, I'm asking you to select 3, Bio1 abstracts and indexes, pilots, and sociological abstracts. Here I like to select one of the databases to get to ProQuest. I've entered sociological abstracts under the database tab. I search. Here I'll go look for the databases I've asked for. There's Bio1. Now I don't see sociological abstracts listed in alphabetical order here, but my hunch is it's going to be under social sciences and the premium collection. So I'm going to open the plus sign, and it's going to show me to an additional set of databases. But I'm asking you to use pilots and sociological abstracts, and the reason why it's already ticked is because I entered into the ProQuest databases using sociological abstracts from the library's catalog on the home page. So I'm going to select and use databases, and so it's going to use the 3 databases and do a meta search. I've asked you to enter the following terms. I've entered Asian medicine and compliance, and I run my search. The question I've asked is, what is the number of results for this? The number of results is 30. Question 9 is, how many are in the German language? So as you can see here off the right-hand side, we have some filtering capability or narrowing or refining. So I'm going to scroll down, and I see here that there's an option to look at languages. When I click on that, of the 30, 1 is in German. What's tricky about this question is that this indicates that we actually have 31 results, but that is not copacetic with this number here. Sometimes what institutions do is they have default settings, and sometimes they'll make it to where they just want to enable English language only. I'm not quite sure how that applies in this case because I can't find that information anywhere on this page. So this is quite an interesting outcome here. So I'm going to give credit to those of you who may have said 31, and of course to those of you who said 30 as a result of this coming up here. What this indicates here is that duplicates are removed from your search and from your result count. So it's quite possible that because 1 is in German, they feel that it's a duplicate, and it's also provided and available in English. But that's just a guess. Anyway, I'll give credit to anyone who put 31 or 30. And our last question is, how many times has this journal article been cited? So we're going to take a look at the article. I'm going to take a shortcut, and I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to add the date of the article that I'm asking you to look for. I'm going to update that search, and I have the 1 citation that comes up. So the question is, how many times is this cited? Here it says it's been cited 4 times. I hope you find this information helpful. Just bear in mind that there is no one specific way to do searching, and sometimes results do vary. So I hope you had fun with this exercise, and let me know if you have any questions.